Hello and welcome everybody to the Open Bar. I am your host, as always, Steve Straza, Chief Market Strategist at All Star Charts. They call me the Chief YOLO Officer. I think it's the season for YOLOs. How's everybody doing on this fine Tuesday? Thank you for joining me. A little bit of a late start today. The morning show was great. We almost took it to 10 o'clock, which we rarely do these days. Phil came on and is so good at focusing on what's important, asking what I would call the hard questions, right? But really the good stuff, the important stuff, right? Phil, our minds are in markets all day. He's thinking about the soft stuff that matters just as much, right? The emotional stuff. So if you missed that, go back and check out the interview or the chat that Phil and I just had at the end of the morning show. So I used to, not long ago, not even really be able to talk about some of these things that have happened to me over time as part of my journey. But, the truth is, it might seem like, some of us have it all figured out as traders, but it wasn't always that way for me. This has been a wild ride, to say the least. I was telling Phil, man, I should have quit 5 times along the way, but didn't. So if you feel like you're in the process of figuring it out and you're getting some bumps and bruises along the way, you're probably onto something. I would say just keep going. Just keep going. I remember a time I was working at a private equity company in Boca Raton, and the flash crash completely took me out of the market. I mean, I blew up an account. I was running a system back then. I had all these algorithms and stuff, things linked to Excel spreadsheets, and the flash crash just set the whole fucking thing off, and it went awry. And I was sitting there, I couldn't do anything. I was just watching my accounts completely blow up and get margin called. And I wanted to die. I lost everything. I thought I lost everything. How do I come back from this? I'll never forget. I went to Delray Beach that evening, and literally there was a hole in the sand from somebody who probably built a sandcastle that day. And I got in, and I covered myself with sand, and I woke up the next morning. And I said, well, I'm not dead, so I guess I got to just keep figuring this shit out. But actually, a number of stories like that along the way. Now I sleep good at night. I know what I'm doing. I'm confident. It feels great, but I can taste it. I remember it like it was yesterday. And I'll just tell you, it wasn't always like this. It was not always like this. So if you think markets are for you and you got that itch, then you just got to keep pressing. You just got to keep going until you get there. I talked to some folks on Twitter. I've gotten to know some people over the years, and I know there's people watching this show right now who are on that journey and well on their way. And it's not easy because they DM me and they tell me what they're going through, and I love that. So if you feel like this is right for you and you got that fire inside you for the market, just keep going. Don't quit. It was the early 2010s, Billy. All right. Yeah, this is hard. Bumps and bruises. Get back up. Let's talk about the market. Look, rally mode. I am so happy right now. This is like, I'm ecstatic because, not just because I'm golfing today, ecstatic about that too. I didn't have TC 2000 for about 4 days. I didn't know what to do with myself. I didn't realize I've been using TC for over 10 years now. I had no idea how reliant I am on this software. This is everything for me. Like I like everything. It was, oh my God, it was just a problem for me. So we're back. We are so back. You could take everything from me. Everything. Take it all away. Lock me in a dark room with just TC 2000 and the trade exchange. I'm good. But I need those 2 things. I really need those 2 things. Shout out Trade Exchange. I got to talk to my buddy Milton this week. Love those guys. Love the Worden brothers and what they've done with TC 2000. This is it right here. Let's dig in and look at the charts. Guys, a couple weeks ago, we were looking at this structure and financials, right? and saying, gosh, is that a top? See it? Is that a top right there? And then we said there's a couple ways this could go. Down below VWAP here, right? And we were teetering on the brink. So we could pop higher, reclaim upper VWAP, right? Then it's back to rally mode, or we could chop around like in here for a while. Option A, bulls won. A lot of charts that look like this right now. And frankly, I'm a big failed top guy. This is maybe my single favorite pattern, especially when you get a little scoop and go. By the way, we popularized the scoop and score, a little dip and rip, shake and bake. We like to have fun with our pattern names. Nobody owns these names, but it's good seeing other people start talking about scoop and scores. But just know where the scoop and score came from, right? Just know who did the scoop and score first. So that would be us. A lot of patterns like this. Let's look at small caps. Big level. You want to know what the single most important chart in the market is right now? Look no further than the Russell 2000, or in this case, IWM. You could drop a VWAP anywhere on this chart or above it. We are now above it. The bulls are in control across all time frames, and things look so good. If the Russell 2000 sticks this breakout, and it looks like it's happening, right? I think we get confirmation on one big green candle here, right? Because we'll blast off above the pivot highs from October right here. That's all the confirmation I'll need, right? Big update, big momentum out of the small caps. It's on. The market's going to be in rally mode. They're going to chase them in the year end, and I think you want to be super aggressive. It's back to that environment where you could take chances, jump entries, right? Get a little creative on the long side. That's where I think we're at. One green candle in IWM. Another one that's really important to me right now. I want to know if the scenario that I'm describing is really coming. The hottest stocks in the market, the speculative growth, better be working. Really, I want to see them lead. So this is ARK. This is my speculative growth index. I think it should be everyone's, and you just do the same thing here, right? So we got a little VWAP action here. You pinch it in, April lows, right? Look at where the ARK flagship fund found its floor and bounced a couple weeks ago, right at that VWAP off of the April lows, big level. Bulls, showed up and dug in where they needed to. We held this big support level and we bounced. And now, okay, so how do we get confirmation that we're off to the races now in the opposite direction, going higher? Drop that VWAP from the pivot high. So an ARK that's early October, right? It's this little purple line right here. And the past 4 days, we've tested it. We're just hanging out, not giving much back, right? Really resilient, tight, high and tight up here, right here. Right? Flip it to a 15-minute. You want to see what that looks like? Right here. Look at this. Now going on our 4th session, right? So you could just pivot highs, call it 83 and ARK. If we're above there, go mode, right? And then what will that tell me? Why am I talking about ARK? That tells me that the animal spirits are alive and well, and I want that, right? Supporting some sort of risk-on rally, which is where I think we're headed. So ARK is a big one for me. All right, what up, chat? Open bar, greatest name ever. That's right, Jason, because who doesn't love an open bar? Do I like you here? What up, Salsy? Hell yeah. Going to Salsy's Christmas party this weekend, I think. Unity, look, dude. Amazing. What a big old base. I'm long this one. I jumped this base breakout. Let's go. I think Unity heads back towards those old all-time highs. And I think there's a number of speculative tech, growthy stocks that look like this. Another one, when you say Unity, I think of Snowflake too. I love this structure, right? Big old base. If we could turn things around, I know since last week you had a little sell-off here following earnings, but that's kind of the structure, these big bases. Unity, Snow. Another cool one is Twilio. Deep base. That's what you call deep base, a little base on base, right? But these patterns I'm very interested in now. The more speculative, the higher beta, the more risk on, the better. You want your offense on the field. XOM finally moving. I mean, how frustrating has oil and gas been? I am so long. Exxon, Chevron, Conoco. I mean, I'm all in on oil and gas, and I need it to work now. This is a big day for me. I absolutely sprayed the ExxonMobil options chain over the, I don't know, trailing 3-4 weeks. Right, got multiplier members now. I'm obsessed with this theme right now. I don't think I've been really nervous about a theme the way that I'm a little bit, angsty about the action in oil and gas right now. So I'm very happy to see this. We're having a good day out here in the oil fields. So yeah, I love Exxon. Billy says, my biggest position by a mile. Me too, man. Me too. Baidu's still up there. Baidu's still up there. Gotta love the Baidu, but Exxon for me definitely, especially short term, because I got options every freaking month going out to January of 2027 at this point. Because I like it short term, I like it intermediate term, and I like it long term, right? So one thing you could do, okay, buy the short dated calls now, right? Bet on that short term run. Then, so then what am I going to do? Roll those profits into now longer dated calls? No, I see this pattern. Look at Exxon. Zoom way out. Look at this thing. I mean, this is a generational breakout for ExxonMobil. Right, we're back above the pre-financial crisis highs and those early 2010 highs, just chopping, digesting all those gains off of the COVID lows. Right, just hanging out here. When this thing goes, I'm not thinking 150 in Exxon. I'm thinking 200-300 in Exxon. So why would I wait to buy longer dated calls? I'm just going to buy them now. So that's what I've done there. Yeah, look, you have to be open about your journey. A lot of people who have been successful in this business, in the world of trading, they're square pegs. They don't really fit in round holes. They do things differently. Tend to be some eccentric, you could call them weirdos, traders. And a lot of them, trust me, I know. And Sean and I did a show where we talked to traders about everything but trading. We did a podcast series like last year. We talked to a lot of these guys. And many of them were brutally honest, but there's many others too who I know still aren't comfortable kind of speaking publicly about their failures, regardless of how successful they are today. It's just an uncomfortable thing to do. For me, I think it can only be a value add for people to be brutally honest about how shitty this could be and like the road we've taken to get here. Because I know there are aspiring traders and investors who need to hear these things. So if my only hope from being honest about my past is that somebody else can listen and say, oh, shit, he went through it too? All right, maybe I am doing the right thing. Then that works, right? Then that's a win. That's a win. And that makes me happy. Hey, Rachel. Okay, catching up on the chat. See if anybody wants to talk about anything. Technical problems. Yeah, Phil is the best. Just awesome. Love when he comes on the show. We have some great conversations. Wild ride. It was a lifetime ago, but it feels like yesterday. I can still taste it in my mouth. The worst feeling in the world. Didn't just lose all of my money, I lost a lot of family money too. Just totally fucked it up. The worst feeling I've ever felt in my life. Today is our day, Billy. Yes, it is. The bulls are back in control. That's what we're showing here. Drop a VWAP from anywhere, right? Here's the XLK. I know people love tech, and I think tech is the place to be into year end. Yes, we all know about oil and gas. We've talked enough about it, right? But look at tech, right? And specifically, I don't think the semiconductors so much anymore. They've had a great run, right? The XSD. This was not a top, and that's fantastic. I think that's critically important. What did I do there? To the market, right? Not a top. These are the semiconductor indexes, not tops, right? And then back above those pivot high VWAPs. Where I think the real opportunity is, get a little spicy. These are the laggards. Software, what are you doing? We're in the middle of a raging bull market led by tech and growth, and software looks like this. I mean, software, a little run up off the April lows like everything else, never really booked this big breakout, right? This is IGV, large cap software. Looked like it was completing a top just a couple weeks ago, dug in. Speaking of the scoop and the score, we're scoring right now on IGV. So how do we get confirmation? Who knows? Who knows? Where do I drop it? There? Here? Both. We're right there right now. I think stocks like Salesforce, Adobe, ServiceNow, there are plenty others, but I like to focus on the big anchors when I go big in a theme. I mean, does anything look better than Salesforce right now? Scooping off the lows? Let's clean this thing up. This is Salesforce, like the industry leader. We're in the middle of a bull market. We're just back around where we were last cycle. This is 2020. We're below the 2020 high, well below the 2021 high right now. This is Salesforce, right? People, oh, they missed it. They missed AI. I love that. I love it when people tell me that the biggest, baddest growth companies in the world, you know, industry leading technology companies missed it. I love hearing that. Remember, Google missed it. Salesforce didn't miss anything. They will be back. And this is exactly, you know, the time and place where you want to buy something like this, right? This is a classic non-top. Could see it really well right here. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder. Okay, you're going to get ultimate confirmation here. And I think Salesforce, we're not talking about 100%. I think we're talking about more, right? This is one of those big tech leaders. This thing's going to take off here, kick off a brand new up leg. I think we're going to 500, 600, 700. Salesforce looks fantastic. Now, one a little bit cuter. Everybody hates Adobe right now, so I kind of love it. Adobe trades at, I don't know, low teens. Next 12 months, price to earnings multiple. What is it? What do we call this? A scoop and a score. Scoop and a score. Bears had their chance. They tried to break it down. Looked like they were, right? We were looking at Adobe a few weeks ago saying, Jesus, is this thing going to zero? I don't think so. I definitely don't think so. Okay. One of the greatest software stories known to man. Adobe is a well-run company, definitely going through some hard times, really for the 2 cycles now. But I don't think this is a massive top either. I think Adobe's going to scream higher. And the last one I really like is ServiceNow. This one much stronger over a structural time frame, right? But you could draw some sort of toppy formation here too. And it's not looking like that's going to be a top. So again, go drop those VWAPs. Let them kind of guide you. So ServiceNow probably still some work to do, but you could define a level right here, right? And dip your toes in, right? You don't have to buy everything all at once. If you're interested in something, right, you want to jump an entry, okay, add a quarter or a half of your desired position, right? And then wait for confirmation. And now up here, when we reclaim this VWAP, which will be 60 points higher, right? Okay, add the other quarter or half, right? And then you say, oh, at least I bought some down in the 800s, right? That'll help. That'll help. Different things we could do. What's up, Dawson, Kurt, Jonathan? Ooh, people telling blown account stories. Gotta love it. That's what we do, you know? Traders, when we get together, the stories you hear from people. Ooh, it happens. You know what? You know who I don't trust? A trader who's never wrong, has never blown up an account, has only always just done well. Man, if you don't have some horror stories, I don't know about you. I know a lot of great traders. And one thing we all have in common is, holy shit, this was hard. You got to hear what happened to me. We all have that. Everyone who's real, none of them are going to come to you and be like, this was easy. Yeah, I was just making money the whole time. No. They're going to tell you some of the worst things you've ever heard. And it's just normal. It's a part of it. So anybody who tells you, no, I'm this awesome trader, it's been, you know, blue skies and new account highs the whole time. I don't know. I don't know about those people. And again, it's okay. It doesn't mean that they're a real trader. It might just mean they're not telling you something. And that's fine too. Why not be honest about it? Put it all out there. Yeah. When is copper going to go? Look, we're long the Freeport. We already sold our double. We like it. A little dip the last 2 days, but I think this digs in here. This is probably a pretty logical place. I think you're going to get a massive breakout on Freeport still, and this is in the 50s soon. Also, Freeport just gives you a lot of liquidity. Something like Southern Copper, Hud Bay. Go look at those options chains. It's not the same. So that's really why we kind of gravitate towards Freeport a lot. It's just one of those vehicles. Been there forever, been trading the stock for as long as I can remember. Yeah, EOS looks fantastic. People are texting me about EOS. I don't know. Is it a good sign? Is it a bad sign? I have smart friends. I still don't love it. I still don't love it when somebody else really loves something that I'm in or on, regardless of how smart they are. I kind of like, really? And I felt that way about energy the past few weeks. Everybody likes it. I'm kind of like, shit. So really happy about the action today so far. Here's XLE. This has got to break out and look more like that candle in Exxon, right? I want a big bang Out of a holding pattern like this, I can't even zoom out far enough to show you guys this massive range, right? So when you resolve a big old sideways rectangle like this, you want it to happen, like I said, with a bang, decisive, authoritative move. I want momentum supporting, right, the beginning of a new uptrend. Because this has been a sideways trend, trendless since first quarter of 2022. We're going on 4 years of nothing after one of the most historic runs for any sector ever off the 2020 lows for energy. Gotta love that underlying trend. Okay. Pay your tuition, sure. Microsoft looks like it wants a year-end rally, and I would agree. Speaking of failed tops, speaking of scoops and scores, a little shaking to get some here. Oh, double top, double top, double top not. Okay, drop that VWAP. April lows, right there. Again, seeing this just left and right since late last month. Buyers showing up where they need to. Bears unable to take control. Everywhere. I don't think Microsoft's any different. How do we get confirmation? Easy. Look at that. We're right there. One big stick. 2%. 2% higher than Microsoft. 500. There's your trigger. We're looking to trade this one soon. I was actually talking to the guys yesterday. I said, ideally, right, for something like this, these VWAPs will continue to pinch and narrow over time, right? If we just chop in this little range here. So really, when I look at something like this little short-term coil, right, you could call it a little bit longer-term of a coil because we've been rangy really since late summer. But I want to see a little in here and then a go. I don't know if the market's going to give that to us. Right? If we get that big rush in the year end, this thing's just going to go and we're not going to question it. We'll probably just get behind it. But Microsoft is on a short list for us right now for some new capital. Brad likes the D-Dog, not me. The thing about Datadog is them and like 10 other software companies do the exact same thing. They're really not special. And the stock has not been good either, like for a very long time. Trust me. I've been in the dog and I've been out of the dog, and it's a messy, choppy, underperforming situation. So I think you're thinking like in the right pond, Brad, but this is not a preferred name for me. Yeah, things have looked up off of the April lows, but still no good. Still no good for the Datadog. What about the net, right? I think I like the Cloudflare a lot more. You could buy that against the prior cycle highs, about 215. Upwork. That's a piece of shit I haven't heard about in a long time. But yeah, the right kind of stock for this market. This is the pattern. Look at Upwork, right? You could draw this a couple different ways. Yeah, big old line there. What does this say to you? Because when I look at this, I'm thinking new uptrend. Here we go, right? Look at that. Look at that VWAP. Great call out on the Upwork Ovaro. But yeah, call it 20 bucks, 20 bucks. 20 bucks, and that is a textbook bearish to bullish reversal in the Upwork. Really good. I might have to get involved in this. Yeah, these are the bases that I want right now. Love that. Revolve. They do like like they sell like this is the one that sells, this is the real the Revolve. They sell like consignment like bags or something. I don't know, it's strange. It's not for me, but it's a nice pattern nonetheless. The real. Whew, deep base coming out of it. This thing was at $1 at the bear market lows. It's just been a killer stock. Snap is such a piece of garbage. I don't like that guy either. I think he runs his company just so poorly. And they got the whole ownership situation there. Like I hate Snap. I hate Snap. Now my espresso is cold because I can't stop talking. I think I'm drinking too much coffee. I got this new coffee maker. I'm probably overdoing it. Look, it's cold now. How do we feel about Gilead? We like Gilead. No, but no to Snap. Look, can you trade this, right, and get a ripper? Totally. I've tried. I was in Snap here, betting on a base breakout 2 years ago. Failed miserably. I got caught in one of these situations. You see this? Huge earnings gap down. No, thank you. So I hate Snap. I think it's a trash company. Is anyone still in the hormone trade? That's interesting. That's interesting. Victoria's Secret and AEO. On what D-Dog do, you're wrong, but agree you on the stock. Yeah, that's, look, I don't get too much into it. I know smart people who work as software analysts, and they just say, Datadog's nothing special. They're competing with 5, 10 other companies for the same business. They're not an industry leader. I trust that person. I really do trust that person. And that's all I really need. Like that's about as much fundamental analysis as I need. Yeah, this company's not special. And then I look at the chart and see that they're a chronic underperformer. I'm like, yeah, that checks out. That's all the work I need to do there. I won't feel bad if I miss a ripper in a company like that. Coin bought some calls yesterday. Still don't love it. I know it's confusing, right? JC says to me yesterday on the phone, "You like crypto here?" I go, "No, but I just bought some Coinbase calls." I think I did the 350s in February. We'll see. Coinbase is just one of these stocks I'm always going to have exposure to because I'm big bull long-term Coinbase and long-term crypto. Right now, don't look great. Here's Ethereum. Here's the IBIT. Let's get some momentum off of these lows. Let's see some momentum. We've seen momentum come into the stock market, and the growth stocks, and the tech stocks, and the speculative growth stocks, but not crypto. Got to see that momentum. Real is getting bid. Hell yeah. Snap is where capital goes to die. I think so. Mine did. Twice, I think. Ford's interesting. The automakers are interesting. Look, this is that's a setup. That's a breakout multiplier setup. Boom. Ford is very interesting, and I like it. And because look at GM, right? GM already to and through those prior cycle highs. See that? I would say these two are pretty similar. Is that still the case? GM and Ford, right? A lot of trucks where I live. A lot of trucks. People love their trucks. But yeah, GM already at new highs. Look at this. I don't know. I thought I was going to die one day, and GM still not going to make new all-time highs. But it is. And here's Ford. Why wouldn't it follow? So if Ford goes on to, go back to those prior cycle highs, it's 100% higher from here. I like that. I do like that. Stellantis, sure. RCAT, I'm in it. Let's go. I got the calls. It's been good, right? This is one that I traded off the lows along with some quantum names like Rigetti. We're in the Planet Labs here. I think Rigetti's about to just take off. Planet Labs has earnings coming up. Was hoping to get the double before earnings. We'll see. Only need one big up day. Home Depot. A good friend of mine texted me this morning, said my sister is at the Home Depot Investor Day. So that is pretty neat. Who doesn't love Home Depot? Home Depot is going to be just fine. Is this the time to buy it? I don't know. I think housing's all right for now. Housing's kind of trying to pick up the pieces here, right? There's Rocket, here are the home builders. The last 3-4 days haven't been great. This is a big level in ITB, right? That April VWAP, we're back at it. So let's see what happens there. But I think it's been encouraging. It's been constructive, the action in home builders. Gas cars, come back in gas car. Who doesn't love gas, right? So long oil and gas. Look, I'm long crude oil too. A couple different ways. So that's not working. So that's interesting, right? Seeing this weakness in crude, and you look at something like Exxon, the energy stocks are like, forget about it. We're going with or without you, crude oil. Somebody's going to be wrong here, right? Exxon's not breaking out of this pattern while crude oil is breaking down from this pattern, right? Those two things aren't happening at the same time. So crude's going to have to be wrong if we're going to be right and making money on our oil and gas trades, period. Crude's got to dig in and stop looking like this. I thought we were going just 2 days ago. Didn't get it yet. It has been a frustrating trade, energy, since we started doing this, early November, probably late October. Palladium, great. They say that all the time. When people steal the Cadillac converters or something, Palladium looks fantastic. I don't know if this is optionable. I own the common here or whatever it is. This is a fund, PALL. But yeah, I mean, who doesn't want to own this base, right? People are tripping over themselves to buy silver and gold. I'm a chart person. I would much rather own palladium or platinum. It's PPLT, right? These charts, they get so extended. I'm just not interested, right? So compare these two, fresh reversal patterns, monster structural bearish to bullish reversal patterns, and platinum and palladium, right? Let's look at them. Huge. And then you got something like gold. You're going to put new money into this one? Gold? This one? Silver? I mean, I'm getting a nosebleed looking at these charts. Or you want to put new money into this one? Palladium. For me, that's easy. Easy question. Yeah, Todd, I'm waiting on United Airlines too, my friend. Here it is. Let's go. Look, the airlines, they could trade crazy. When they go, we have about a week and a half before expiration in our UALs, I believe. So we need a move here. I think we're in the 110s. But airlines look fantastic. I mean, zoom out on these charts. Look at this giant base in United Airlines. Like that's something I want to be involved in, even though it's an airline stock. What did Warren Buffett say about the airlines? Here's Delta, right? Look at this massive base. Excuse my markups. I just reinstalled the whole program, and you know what's super cool? All of my markups stayed. Awesome. TC2000, they like store your stuff on the cloud. I deleted everything, added it back. All of my stuff is there, like nothing ever happened. So cool. People over there just do a great job. Delta looks fantastic. Those are the two best ones, United and Delta. TLT, it's not working, man. What do you want me to tell you? You keep asking, I keep telling you, it's not working. Look, this is going to have to be a failed top, right? But we like TLT a lot more up here in the 90s when it looked like we were going, and the shorter term treasury funds looked like they were completing big bases, right? These need to be valid reversal patterns in the bond funds. There's IEI at the upper bounds getting rejected. Here's IEF trying to get to the upper bounds, right? But we got to see these bases start breaking out. And then something like TLT will ideally follow, but you know, these are longer term bonds. They've been a lot weaker, so that base looks a lot less good than some of the short term bond funds. So I don't know. For bonds right now, you know, we'll wait and see. Wait and see. Big meeting tomorrow. Have you heard? Like 85% chance of a cut. They're looking through. The read is going to be on January, right? People go, oh, are we going to pause in January? That's the conversation that we're going to have now. Again, what's the catalyst for oil? More demand than supply, Bill. Right? More buyers than sellers would be the catalyst. Don't overthink it, Bill. Don't overthink it. Because trust me, if you get caught up in the geopolitical bullshit and oil this and there's a supply glut and you got to look at the rig count. No, you could just look at the charts. Don't care about Ukraine or this or that for oil. No. Are there more buyers and sellers, then you're going to make money in oil and gas. Yeah. It's really as simple as that. Catalysts are like, I think they make people feel better when they sleep at night. Oh, we got a bullish catalyst right around the corner. Maybe. Who are you to tell me there's a bullish or a bearish catalyst? You know what the bullish catalyst is? The best bullish catalyst? More buyers than sellers. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, nat gas looks good too, guys. All right, that is all I got. Like I said, these tops are failing. Drop the VWAPs from the pivot highs. Stuff like XLF, XLI, right? We're going. IWM, we get that big breakout. You got to be long. I think you want to be aggressively long. I think you want to take some shots. I like the China here too. I know giving back some today. I think China digs in. This is not going to be a top. I know Baidu had a nice run the other day, giving some back here. I really like China into year end. There are names that are set up beautifully. I like some of these education stocks, the coils here, something like Tau or EDU. Got plenty of speculative stuff. I think the Upwork was a great chart shout out in the chat today. Thank you for that. Cheers to you too, Dawson. All right, everybody. And that is it for this week's edition of the Open Bar. Thank you guys always so much for joining me. Just love doing the show. Love how we keep it interactive. I want to talk about what you guys want to talk about. Let's go make some trades. Let's go make some money. All right. We'll see you next week. Adios.